Moses didn't part the Red Sea by plunging his staff into it. And that misunderstanding shows us why a lot of our spiritual beliefs don't work for us. Hi, I'm Jeremy. I'm a deep skeptic, also a pastor. So this comes from the story of the Exodus, and what you read in that text is that the people are running away from Pharaoh's army as Pharaoh's trying to recapture them, and they camp out right in front of the Red Sea, and God puts a cloud between them and Pharaoh's army. And Moses holds out his rod over the Red Sea, and a wind begins. It actually says a strong east wind, and that strong east wind is caused by God, and it blows all night long. It's not some kind of supercell that booms down and makes everything part. It's nothing like that. It's actually much closer to a natural phenomenon, right? A strong wind blows on the Red Sea, and it blows so strong and so long that it parts the Red Sea right there at where it is blowing. So where do we get that? Well, we get that from a movie called The Ten Commandments from a long time ago with an actor named Charlton Heston playing Moses, and the sort of magical version where it just erupts the water, and there are these two big walls of water right away, comes from that movie. And don't get me wrong, I understand how that would be a much more interesting scene in the movie than a wind blowing all night long. I understand why they would make that choice, but it's not what the text says. And this is a really interesting thing, because what has happened is the sort of magical version of this is what has stuck in the psyche, has stuck in the mind of people. And that's what happens with a lot of our spiritual beliefs. There are beliefs that are based in a sacred text that are hard and complicated and require human action. And then there are the spiritual beliefs that is like the genie in the bottle, and they are the magical version. Instead of praying and asking God for strength to work for justice, we think that like we can rub a lamp, we can say, God, please fix this thing, and God's supposed to automatically do it. And if God doesn't do it, that's God not answering our prayers. The problem is, magical spiritual beliefs aren't actually helpful. They don't help you become the best version of yourself. They don't help you find a purpose greater than yourself. It actually opts you out of thinking and opts you often out of doing. And those kinds of spiritual beliefs, the magical kind, those actually short circuit the things that you need to be doing and being in the world. They short circuit the exact kind of work that the other, more complicated, more healthy spiritual beliefs help you do and encourage you to do. The most frustrating thing about the magical beliefs is that God isn't magic, and the magic beliefs just don't work. And eventually, if you amass enough magical beliefs and you start thinking about them and realizing that they don't work, everything starts to unravel. So instead of going for the magical beliefs, it's time to start looking at the real beliefs, the complicated ones, the ones that call you to action. Those are the beliefs that you're looking for. And there's so much more information about that story. If you're interested in that kind of depth of information, you should check out my Unbelief show.